2006 experience was not good, and the company kind of failed. So I decided I'm never going to touch any startup ever again. It's a bad idea, and I'm going to stay in academia. So I'll be a professor for life.
How do you think data governance and responsible AI will evolve with these in the given environment?
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of specialized use cases in the future where the foundation model itself is not enough.
Ali Ghodsi is the co-founder and CEO of Databricks that commercializes Spark and is also an adjunct professor at UC Berkeley. Welcome to YoIndiaTV with me, Jasleen. How's the evening here at the Akshaya Patra Gala?
It's super inspiring. Really excited to be here, and it's awesome to see what they're able to do.
All of you have a lot of questions for him in terms of how he's been able to scale Databricks and what his plans for his IPO are. I'm sure that there will be a set of questions that we will have for him. But thank you so much for spending the evening with us.
Coming straight to Databricks, what is one great decision that you think, looking back, was a turning point for the Databricks growth?
I think that early on, sticking by our guns and not changing our opinion when people told us that we have to do things this way or that way. One of them was we bet big time on the cloud, we bet big time on AI and on open source. All three which were controversial. They told us this is not a good idea, and we were either too stubborn or too naive to know. So we just continued betting on those three, and those have paid off for us.
Data is big, but its potential is even bigger. When combined with AI, data holds the promise of curing diseases, saving lives, reversing climate change, and changing the way we live. We believe the future depends on data and unlocking its limitless potential. We're here to make that happen. Databricks is the data and AI company. We help data teams, engineers, analysts, and scientists work together to find value inside data and solve the world's toughest problems. Because the challenges we face as businesses, as people, and as a planet aren't easy. They can't be solved in silos. They can't be solved by one person. We need all the data, all the science, all the brain power. We need all hands on deck in one place on the only open, unified platform for data management, business analytics, and machine learning. And that changes everything.
So, financial environment is highly regulatory, but what if the financial institutions stop going with the foundational models and, they think about creating their own? And how do you think data governance and responsible AI will evolve with these in the given environment?
Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of specialized use cases in the future where the foundation model itself is not enough. You need to specialize it on your use cases. So I think there's going to be an ecosystem of specialized models on top. And of course, governing them and having safety and privacy, that's going to be top of mind as well. So I think there's a lot of innovation yet to be done, and it's not just only going to be the foundation players.
We've said this for a long time. Every company now on the planet wants to be a data and AI company. Okay? So in the last 18 months, every CIO, even every CEO I meet of a Fortune 500 company or a small company, think that data and AI is going to be super strategic for them over the next 5 years. They think that that's how they're going to win. Okay? That's going to be the main differentiating factor, is how they leverage data and AI, whether they're in the financial sector or they're in retail or they're in media or they're in healthcare or in the public sector. Doesn't matter. All of it, it's going to be data and AI. Okay? And at Databricks, this is why our mission since day one has been to democratize data and AI. Even when we were researchers back at UC Berkeley, we wanted to take this kind of technology and help everyone in the world to use it.
So we perceive Snowflake as your greatest competitor, and correct me if I am wrong. And if not, then how do you think the two companies have a diverging pathway in the next 5 to 10 years?
I think Snowflake is a great company. We definitely compete, and we used to compete more than we do now. We have different routes. We started more with AI. They started more with data warehousing, but everybody's doing AI nowadays, not just us. So I expect them to coexist with us, and it's a big market, so we will be successful both together, just like you have cloud vendors that are successful like Amazon and Google and Microsoft. Neither of them is going to, eat the other one. They're all growing, and they're much bigger actually than us. So hopefully it looks like that.
Our vision starts with what we call the Lakehouse. So let me walk you through that. This idea, we had this about 5 years ago, which is, and we actually announced it at this conference, which is stop giving your data to vendors, okay? They'll just lock you in. Stop giving your data to any vendors, okay? It doesn't matter if it's a proprietary data warehouse in the cloud, or if it's, Snowflake, or if it's even Databricks. Don't give it to us either. Don't give your data to us. Don't trust vendors. Don't give your data. They'll lock it in. They'll raise the price after a few years, and you have another silo in that picture now that you have to deal with. And you just keep adding these silos over the years, okay? So what should you do instead? You should instead own your own data. You should have your own data. You should store it in cheap hard drives in the cloud called data lakes, and just store them there. Pay for it independently. Make sure it has separated compute and storage completely from the compute. So it's just a basic data lake, right? Like S3, ADLS, GCS. But we do need to store it in a format that's standard. So think of it as USB. So that's why we announced open source Delta Lake project here, I think, a bunch of years ago, maybe half a decade ago. And the idea is, okay, so then we have this USB format. And once we have this USB format, anyone can just plug in their data platform. Any of those vendors that I said don't give your data to, they should just plug in their USB stick into that data that you have in the cloud, and then let the best engine win. Let's see who's best, right? Maybe this week it's us, maybe next week it's someone else. This brings disruption and removes this lock-in, and also reduces the cost, and also lets you get many more use cases, because you can use different engines for different purposes if you want.
What makes Databricks stand out?
I think that we've been doing just AI so long, almost 15 years now of focusing on AI, and I think there's still many years to go. So I think that takes a long time to build that up. So I think that's an advantage we have.
We were getting to see these secret projects at Google, Facebook. They were leveraging AI. This is 2009. And we were seeing what they were doing with the AI, and we said, wow, this artificial intelligence is like game changing. Let's take those techniques. They were super secretive about them, by the way, 2009, 2010. We were at Facebook, and Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg in 2009, this was Facebook was a small here in Palo Alto. You could go there. If you worked there, you could see Zuck's office. There was like glass windows, and you could, it was not a big deal yet. And he showed that he could predict couples breaking up 3 months in advance, and we were like, oh my God. And he's like, oh, this is nothing, I even know who they're gonna date next, And we're like, how do you do that? And it's like, oh, this is how they click on the pictures, you just look at how people click on the pictures. And so be careful with the clicks on the pictures. But so that was AI. And we were saying, okay, we can apply this to finance, we can apply this to other things, not like social networks. But there was no interest in industry for this at the time. Outside of Silicon Valley tech, like Twitter, Airbnb, Uber, that were doing AI, the general companies, like the AT&Ts of the world, the JPMCs of the world, they were not interested at all. So it was kind of out of frustration. For those of you who were around back then, it was called Hadoop. They were interested in that kind of technology. And we kept saying, no, that's not the rate. We're talking about AI. This is like the future. They can predict breakups and so on. And they're like, no. So it was kind of out of frustration that the industry was ignoring us, that the company was started, and I was the last reluctant co-founder to join.
I have heard that you're a very tough hiring manager, and you make it really impossible for the freshers out of the college to thrive in your company. Is it correct?
No, I love them. We call them NCGs, new college graduates. We love them. I'm definitely a tough interviewer, but no, we try. Those are the ones doing all the interesting work at Databricks. So, we're big fans.
So last but not the least, what's your message to all the viewers of YoIndiaTV who love to contribute to Akshaya Patra and who are inspired by you as a techie and as an entrepreneur?
Continue working hard. Put your head down and keep focusing. And it takes a long time to build success. So don't be if you have failures or if you have things are not going exactly your way, it takes many years. So just keep at it.
Like a lot of people worry about their kids, I don't want to take them out of school at this age or this and that. My parents were busy planning the revolution. like they forgot about the kids. Like they was like, where are the kids? Oh, I'm like, oh my God, like where are they? Like they were busy planning the revolution. And so, you know, we changed schools every year. We were evicted every year from one school to, like from, actually we initially moved into these one-room dorms without even a kitchen. It was like a shared kitchen, you know, for all the kids. And we're like, you know, my parents were like in the 40s and they had 2 kids, and we're like crammed into these. And all these Swedish students would look at us like, who are these weird Middle Eastern people? Like this guy running around with a big mustache and, you know, these kids. And they kept evicting us from one another. But my parents thought this is like an awesome, we've figured it out. We get these like dorms and we can just move around in these dorms forever. And this is like the perfect.
How many years did it go?
For several years we were in these dorms.
Oh wow.
And everybody was like, what are you guys doing here? This is like, you're supposed to be one person in a small dorm studying. But this, they were like, oh, this is a great hack. We'll do this until the revolution is ready, and then, you know, we go back and, you know, we're back in power. So my point is, as kids, we changed school a lot, we changed the environment a lot. We moved from like, you know, pretty nice neighborhoods to really poor ones, to other poor ones, to much better ones, to much, much better ones. So, you know, we were exposed to a lot of cultures. They ripped us out of the schools. We had to change everything. And I think it was really good for us. Like at the time, it was difficult. As a child, you feel insecure, constantly being thrown into this new thing. There's this like nervousness all the time. But it actually is great for later on when you're running a company, you know, where you have to deal with all these different personalities, all these challenges that are thrown at you, you know, all the different departments, the way you have to deal with people, the way you have to deal with people from different countries. You know, we have a big Japan team, we have a big India presence, we have a big European, you know, we have Europe, LATAM, and so on. How do you deal with different cultures? How do you deal with salespeople? How do you deal with engineers? How do you deal with finance? You know, marketing. All these things, I think it's good. So I think people should not worry too much. You know, a little bit of adversity is good for the kids.